राधा कृष्ण श्याम राधा कुंदी गोवर्धन भूमि वृंदावन धाम की मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की पुरुषोत्तम श्री जगन्नाथ धाम की गंगा जमुना मैया की तुलसी देवी की भक्ति देवी की सूर्य भक्त वृंद की श्रीमद् भागवत महापुराण की श्री प्रभुपाद की हाय गो all glories to Assembly, Hare Krishna, all glories to Assembly, Hare Krishna, all glories to Assembly, Hare Krishna, all glories to Bhagavan Gauranga Gaur Premanande. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharane Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatri Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namo Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jayam Nashtaprayesho Bhatresho Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistike Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta-vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. You are welcome for morning Srimad Bhagvatam class at ISKCON Temple, Vrindavan. We are reading from Srimad Bhagvatam 10th Canto, chapter 23, entitled Brahman's Wives Blessed. And we are reading today text 7. So, Krishna Balaram as cowherd boys, it means their age is 5 plus, and they are herding cows and grazing them in a different forest of Vrindavan. And they were at the place which is called Bath Road, which is about 2 kilometers from here, before Akrur Ghat. At that place, when they were grazing their cows, the cowherd boys, they felt hungry. The pastimes are not in sequence actually. If I am remembering correct, after the deliverance of the serpent Kaliya, they were overnight there at the bank of Yamuna. And next day they started from there for grazing cows, so they could not take their lunch box from their home. So when they reached to that place, which is called Bath Road, that is the place where the wives of the Brahmins were blessed by Krishna, the cowherd boys, they surrounding Krishna and requesting that we are too hungry, please make some arrangement for person. And then Krishna advised them that well nearby the Brahmins from Mathura performing some yajna. They are Karamkandis Brahman, they are performing some yajna. You go there and use the first name of Balaram. Because he is my elder brother, he is son of Vasudeva, everybody knows, he is a Kshatriya. And Kshatriya can, order somebody to give something, and he also is a Ram, he can give pleasure. And then you tell also my name, Krishna. They are hungry nearby, and please you give us some. The word they have used, you give them some odanam, which is like rice, a different variety of rice. So the cowherd boys, by the loving advice of Krishna, to praise Krishna Balaram and to fill their hungry bellies, they reached to the Yajna. And then the Brahman asked, oh, you came from where? Why you came? And then they are answering, this is the verse. So this verse says, Gasacharyam tav adura odanam Rama chutau lasato bhuvum chutau Tayora dveja odanam atino yadi Shardha cha bhoyat cha tadharma vitma Gasacharyam tav avidura odanam Ramachuto Bulasato Bhuvanshito Tayora dveja odanam atino yadi Sharadha chayo yachata dharma vittama Gasacharyam tavavadura odanam Ramachutavo lasatavumam shito Tayora dveja odanam atino yadi Shardha chavo yachata vittama
Gasyarayanto abidura odanam Ramachuto lasato vukshito Dharma vittamaha Gasyarayanta vidura odanam Ramachuto lasato bubukshito
Translation by the disciples of His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Lord Ram and Lord Achyuta are tending their cows not far from here. They are hungry and want you to give them some of your food. Therefore, O Brahmanas, O best of the knower of the religion, if you have faith, please give some food to them. So the whole verse is in Dvivachan. Dvivachan, like singular, plural. English has only singular, plural. But Sanskrit has in between Dvivachan for two persons. They are using the words two, tau, tau. All the whole word is like, the verse is like that. So purport by Srila Prabhupada's disciples. The coward boys doubted the generosity of the Brahmanas, and thus they used the word bhum bhum kshito, meaning that Krishna and Balaram very hungry. They are very hungry. The boys expected the Brahmanas to know the Vedic injection. And what is the Vedic injection? Anasya shuddhitam patram. Anyone who is hungry is a fit candidate for receiving food and charity. But if Brahmins would not recognize the authority of Krishna and Balaram, their title Dvija would be taken to mean merely born from two parents. Dvi from two, ja means born, rather than twice born. When the Brahmins did not respond to the cowherd boys' initial request, the boys addressed the Brahmins with a slight trace of sarcasm as dharma vitmaha, or best of the knowers of religion. We have commentary by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and Sanatana Goswami Pad and Jiva Goswami Pad. But before we go to that, in this commentary we can see something. First principle is that when somebody is hungry, it is the Vedic injection that if we have sufficient available food, we must feed them. And this principle, Srila Prabhupada has actually accomplished by arranging the food distribution 10 kilometers around his temple. So people are hungry. And when the temple of Lord is the universal, he is the Jagannath, he is the master of the universe. How can somebody around the temple go hungry? I think this is 74. In Mayapur, after the Govardhan festival, there was a big feast, and then the leaf plates after eating were thrown outside. And some whatever little leftover prasad was on those plates. The dogs on one side were chasing for that, and some poor hungry boys in Mayapur were trying to snatch some morsel of food from that. And Srila Prabhupada saw, he oversaw from, and some tears rolled on the cheek of Srila Prabhupada, and then he called all his leaders. And he said, around the temple, within 10 kilometers, nobody should go hungry. Please distribute prasad. The temple kitchen, the master is Radharani. And she has millions of Lakshmi, so there will be no scarcity. Please feed everybody. So this is a Vedic injection. And in Brij, nobody should go hungry. This Brij is a place in Vrindavan actually. Even today, maybe 90% sadhus, they don't use the fire in their kutia, they don't cook. They simply go to the house of the Brajvasis and ask Radhe Radhe some food, and they get something. So in Brij, Radharani never allows anybody to sleep hungry. So this is in Vrindavan. And they are asking for some food. And from the learned Brahmana, they were performing yajna. So there is some message in this purport, this one line. Anyone who is hungry, anyone, it doesn't say patra. Generally it says, anyone who is hungry is fit a candidate for receiving food in charity. Charity means dan, annadan. And then next word is dvija, generally dvija. Generally dvija means, dvija means two births. Dve means two, ja means birth. So the birds are called dvija because they have two births. One in the egg and other, then they get out and get their feather. The teeth are also called dvija because there are milk teeth and then there are permanent teeth. And three Brahman, Kshatriya and Vaishya, they are also called dvija because they had first birth from their mother and father, That's called Sukar birth. And second birth is Savitra birth, which is by the spiritual master, by Vedic knowledge. So here, since the Brahmins must know Veda, or Dvija must know Vedas, an injection of Vedas, if they don't oblige and follow the instruction of Vedas, then they are Dvija in a name. They are only born from two parents. Another meaning of word Dvi means two, Ja means father. So they are born from mother and father, that's it. They don't have really education. And the last word, Dharma Vidya, is also something like, oh, you know religion, you are the best among the religions. With Maha means, like we have Yoga with Mara, and Yoga with Maha. So here also, the word means the best knower of the Veda, the better knower of Veda, the best knower of the Vedas. So it is a sarcastic comment. You know the Vedas and you don't apply that in your life. So you are in the name, you say Dharma with Ma or Yoga with Ma. Chakravarti Pad writes, we are asking from you some rice. These boys told them, we are asking from you some rice, odanam. But since Krishna and Balaram are not Brahman, can we give before the Brahmins have eaten? This is Brahmins are answering, well, Krishna Brahman, they are Kshatriya and Vaishya. One is Kshatriya, son of Vasudeva, one is Vaishya, son of Nanda Maharaj. So, until unless Brahmins are fed, how can we feed somebody of the other varna? But this is also logic, generally speaking. The Brahmins needs to be fed first and then the rest of the public. But then the boys give hungry. But they are hungry. They are hungry. Then they're saying that those who are hungry should be given food. This is a Vedic injection. The Vedic rule. So you are also right, the Brahmins must be fed first. There is also Vedic rule. But this is also Vedic rule, the hungry person should be given food first. Seeing the Brahmins unfavorably inclined, means they were reluctant and not saying anything. Neither saying yes, nor saying no. And we will go back. They are saying no and we will go back. Okay, now they are saying, not saying anything. They said, oh Brahmanas, if you have faith in Krishna Balaram. So this is the next line. First reason they gave, they are hungry, therefore you should give. And then they said, well, still they were not inclined to give. Then they said, if you have faith in Krishna Balaram, then give. And if you don't have, and if you do not, then say no. It's very simple. If you have faith in Krishna Balaram, Shraddha, Tayor, if you have faith in them, then give. Otherwise say no. And we will go back. You are the knower of highest dharma, dharma with Maha. So what can we say about dharma and adharma to you? We cannot tell you what is dharma and adharma. If you have faith, give. If you don't have faith, say no. And because you remain silent on hearing that Krishna and Balaram are hungry and asking for food, when the whole universe melts with love on hearing their names, now the coward boys are actually, somehow glorifying Krishna and Balaram. See, you are not saying anything when you heard that Krishna and Balaram are hungry. Still your heart has not melted. Even people there say Krishna Balaram, they become jubilant, their heart melts in love. Because they have faith and you don't have faith. And on the top of that they are hungry and you say no. You are not saying no either. The whole universe melts with love on hearing their names, and we can understand that you are twice born, Dveja. Just born from two parents. Calling them best of knower of dharma actually means they are completely ignorant of dharma. This is a different way of saying something, that you don't know any dharma. If you know dharma, then Krishna, Balaram are Lord, and you have faith, then you must give. After all, this yajna is for whom? For pleasing Vishnu. That Vishnu is an expansion of Balaram, and Balaram is expansion of Krishna. So you are not actually wise enough to get the result of your yajna. So you are completely not knower of the religion. Jiva Goswami writes, why have you come here? Brahmanas ask, why have you come here? Why have you come so far? So far means Mathura is far. We are herding cows. They avoid saying they have come for food. So first they say, we were herding cows. In order to protect their respect, they did not say we came for food. So first they know Kava, Charyanto. Adure means not far away. Dura means far away, Adura means that we are nearby. So they avoid saying they have come for food in order to protect their respect. Sridhar Swami used the version with Anam, but most take the version with Odanam. So the word in the verse Odanam also means food, and Anam means rice or food. So it means in verse sometimes the word is either Odan or Anam. The meaning is the same. Now there are some words in Sanskrit for begging food. It's called Bisha. It's meaning Bhiksha. Bhakta, Anna, Odana, Dividi means boiled rice according to Amar Kos. So what actually the word Odana means? The boiled rice, or the rice cooked to be offered in the yajna, the prasad. There is a bhoga which will be distributed as a prasad. Or why are they hungry? Why are they hungry? They have been herding cows. They are tired because of going far in herding the cows. Their hunger indicates that they should get some rice. So they are hungry. And this I told, this is the day on which usually they take their food with them. Otherwise, it's not that every day they are begging from somebody for some food. No. When they start from their home, they take their lunch box with them. They take their tiffin. But this is a very extraordinary, special occasion that after the Kali day, it's the deliverance of the Kali, right? They all slept that night there. Next morning there was a fire. And then Krishna actually extinguished that fire. And then they took their cows for grazing. So there was no arrangement to take food with them. This is the pastime is like that. So they are hungry because they are tired and they are herding cows. Their hunger indicates that they should get some rice. Or why did the two of them not come personally? If the Brahman asked, why Krishna and Balaram? Why the Ram and Achyuta did not come personally? Then the answer they are giving. The cows cannot be protected without the two boys. Where are they now? Brahman is asking, where are they now? They are not far away. They are very nearby. They attempt to make Brahman believe them and tried to bring the Brahman under their control by saying this. So Brahmins, they wanted to convince Brahmins that Krishna and Balaram, actually the cowherd boys was hungry. The first verse says they were hungry. But cowherd boys, they wanted the Brahmins to accept that Krishna and Balaram needs food. And why they did not come? Because they are taking care of the cows. They are not far away. If you give, we'll just go and give them. That's what their mood is. Out of fear of the Brahmins, they mention the elder brother first. Rama means he who gives pleasure to all people. Achyuta means he who never lacks any good qualities. In this way, they glorify the two boys in order to get the rice. They glorify two boys by their name, Rama, Achyuta. Rama means one who gives pleasure, and Achyuta means who never, as I mentioned, Achyuta means he who never lacks any good qualities. There are different meanings of Achyuta in different contexts. Bhagavad Gita starts with the word, the beginning is with word Achyuta. And Bhagavad Gita, the final word spoken by Arjuna is also Achyuta. So, the first word Arjuna is speaking in Bhagavad Gita is Senyor Bhyodra Ratastapya Me Achyuta. This is the first time Arjuna is using word Achyuta in the beginning. And in the end, in 18th chapter, Arjuna is saying Nashto Moho Sumrti Labdhyartha Prasada Achyuta. And then Arjuna stopped speaking. He started speaking, he ended speaking with Achyuta. And Bhagavatam says, Devanam Yatha Achyuto. Gananam Yatha Ganga. The flowing river, among the flowing rivers, the best is Ganga. Among all the worshipable personality of Godhead, Achyuta is the best. Vaishnavanam Yatha Sambhu. Among all the Vaishnava, Lord Shiva is the best. And then among all the Puranas, the Bhagavatam is the crown jewel. So Achyuta has a different meaning and different context. One who never fall from his promise is also Achyuta. Name Bhakta Pranashati. This is Krishna's woe. And Draupadi is saying, Achyuta, we have faith in that your devotee never perished. And therefore we are still keeping our life going on in all difficulties. So Achyuta word is used because he never falls from his woes. He's always protect his devotees. In this way, they glorify the two boys, means Krishna and Balaram, in order to get the rice. They desire your rice and not any other rice. They desire your rice and not any other's rice. But it is not possible to stop the sacrifice and go to them. They say, we cannot stop the sacrifice and go to them. Give us the rice if you have faith. If they are okay, then we will go and feed them there. We cannot stop, worshipping our yajna sacrifice. So we cannot give. But give us, we will take. By saying we can take. If you have faith. They say this is out of humility. The boys say this is out of humility. Please give us something we can take and feed them. It is adharma for those of good conduct not to give to the needy. It is adharma. It is not religion. If somebody is needy and you don't give, it is adharma. You are the best knower of the dharma. This is the praise not made with conviction, since they actually did not know Dharma. In the same way, they call the Brahmins the purest and the next verse. But they are not the purest. So here and the purport by Srila Jiva Goswami, I think Sanatana Goswami has a very similar purport. So Gas Charyanto Adura Odanam Ramachuto or Lashato Mumukshito. Lashato means they desire. Lashata, Lalsa. The word is Lalana. Lashato. They desire some food from you. They both desire some food from you. They are herding cows nearby. And they are hungry. Tayor Dvajanam Odanam Arthino Yadi. You give please some food, Brahmanas, if you have faith. So they don't have faith. And bhakti starts with faith. So what is actually, the purpose of this pastime is the name of the chapter. The Brahman's wives. The Brahman's wives blessed. So Brahmins were known of the Vedas performing sacrifice, but still they were not devotees and having faith in the words of devotee. So ultimately, who will preach for Lord? Devotees. These coward boys are the devotees. And they were preaching to the Karamkandis Brahmana about glories of Krishna Balaram. But they were more attached to the flowery language of the Vedas rather than the purpose of the ultimate goal of the Vedas. That's what Bhagavad Gita says. Yam Pushpitam Vacham Avidhi. They are just attracted by the flowery language of the Vedas. They don't know the ultimate purpose of the Vedas. But the next, as we read this episode further, they go back to tell Krishna. But they have not given anything. And we have become more hungry because there was everything wonderful there. And there was a fragrance of ghee and all the food was there. You know, you may be hungry, but you become more hungry if there is a fragrance of the food around. Then the hunger increases 100 times. Krishna, we are in trouble now. And then Krishna says, oh, no problem. Go to the wives of Brahma. But now you tell my name first. Not Balaram's name first. First tell my name. Then say Balaram. Because they are devotees. They have faith. As soon as the Brahman Patnis, the wives of the Brahmana, they only heard the name Krishna, their heart melted. And they took all the wonderful bhog, they cooked for yajna, they took on their head and then rushed to that place. And when they reached that, they put all the food in front of Krishna Balaram. And there's one wonderful verse in this chapter, which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was hearing this verse, he was completely in ecstasy. And that verse is, the wives of the Brahmins, they are saying, Krishna with a hand on the shoulder of a coward boy. He is sitting with the yellow garment. And there is the beauty of Krishna is described in 14th chapter by Brahmaji. The first verse of the 14th chapter is the beauty of Krishna described by Brahma. What is that? This is the verse. Naumi yate abarvapu shatarita ambaraya gunjana vatansa paripichala sattamukhaya vanyasate kavalavetra vishana venu laksha shriya mridupade pashupankajaya. Beautiful verse. I don't know how to really recite in a proper meter. This is the beauty. Maharaj, yes? No, I think you remember, please. No.
He didn't know the whole verse.
It's a beautiful, I mean, this is it.
You know it, Lord?
Yeah. This is the first time beauty of Krishna is described by Brahma. The next time beauty of Krishna is described by the Brahman's wives. And then the topmost beauty of Krishna is described by gopis in a Venu Geet. Braha, Pidam, Natvar, Vapu. This is the personal beauty of Krishna described by the Brahman Patrin and gopis. And that one is higher than the other and more beautiful.
Namityate prabhapusaya babuse tadidambaraya Gunjavatansa paripichala santamukhaya Vanyasade kavalavetra vishana venu Laksha shriyamridupade pashupankajaya. Lord Brahma said, Dear Lord, my dear Lord, you are the only worshipable Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and therefore I offer my humble obeisance and prayer just to please you, O son of the king of the cowards. Your chosen body is dark blue like new crown. Your garment is brilliant like lightning, and the beauty of your face is enhanced by your gunja earrings and the peacock feather on your head. Wearing garland of various forest flowers and leaves and equipped with a herding stick, a buffalo horn and a flute, you stand beautifully with morsel of food in your hand. So Brahma is glorifying Lord Sri Krishna. And where is the verse actually that which is coming? Here the Brahman, the wives of the Brahmans were the periods, there are periods of the wives of the Brahmins. In that there is a very nice verse. Anyway, when it comes, you can relish that verse. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very much pleased and ecstatic on hearing that verse. If I can find that. 24. I'm just looking for 24.
Syamam hiranya paridhim parivat.
The first verse is Shamam, no?
Syamam hiranya paridhim.
Shamam hiranya paridhim vanamalya brahmbra dhato pravala natavesham anavartanse vinyasta hastam itarena dunanam abja karanat karanotapala kapola mukham jahasam. This is the verse 22. It says, his complexion was dark blue and his garment golden, wearing a peacock feather, colored minerals, springs of flower birds and a garland of forest flowers and leaves. He was dressed just like a dramatic dancer. He rested one hand upon the shoulder of a friend and with the other twirled the lotus. Lilies graced his ears. Lotus. Lilies graced his ears. His hair hung down over his teeth and his lotus face was smiling. They saw Krishna wearing a yellow. This is the beauty of Krishna, because the Brahman's wives have a faith. And they were focused on the person Krishna with this beauty. And the Brahmins, they are focused on the Brahman without form. So that's the difference actually between the two. That those, they were only worshipping
by Om, saying Om, impersonal aspect of the Lord, because they are not attracted by personal feature of the Lord, and therefore they were doing simply rituals, and these rituals will not please Lord. The love and service will please the Lord, not the rituals. So what the Brahmins ultimately, in a couple earlier classes, I think I told the three, actually there are three pastimes now, which will make the chief demigod Indra favorable by Govardhan, lifting Govardhan and getting worship from Indra. Now Indra is favorable to Krishna as Supreme Lord. The second, now Brahmans should be favorable, because ultimately Brahmans give the judgment of the religious principle. Now they must be favorable that Krishna is Supreme Lord. And then the elderly family members must be favorable. The Gopas, elderly Gopas. When these three become favorable and know actually that Krishna is Supreme, personality of Godhead, and whatever pastime he is performing, they are beyond material conception. Then the pastime, the heart of the 10th chapter, the fire, Ras Panchavadhyaya will come. So before Ras dance, three principles in a society who judges the things, who is right and who is wrong, are demigods, Brahmins, and the elders. All three become favorable by lifting Govardhan, which already we discussed. Govardhan's. So now Indra is favorable, as Krishna is God. Now Brahman is going to be favorable after this, and then the elderly Brahmins will be favorable. As elderly parents will be favorable when Krishna will bring the Nand Baba back from the Varun's abode and shows the way to all the cowards. Then they all become favorable. And then actually the Ras Leela starts. So this is the prelude or preface to Ras Leela actually. That they needs to be favorable, because this is a system in a society, because they are the ultimately giving their judgment. And on the top of that, the Brahman Patnis, they are devotees. They are devotees, and Brahmans are simply ritualistic karma kandis. So the message which we get is that Krishna is pleased by loving devotional service, and that is the only process that we should follow. So we end here. Some few minutes for any question or comment. Yes, Prabhu.
Any devotional service, because sometimes we identify that, I'm meant to be, eternally a Pujari, or I'm meant to be eternally sanctified. Or, there's many designations, sometimes we identify with those designations, so is that everything is considered devotional service that depends on the relationship? Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Srila Prabhupada says the devotional service is a military discipline. You are asked to shoot, you shoot. You are asked to drive, you drive. You are asked to cook, you cook. So devotional service is a military discipline. That's Prabhupada used to say. And there is a difference between the Nishkama Karma Yoga and devotional service. In Nishkama Karma Yoga, person is attached to the work which he is doing, but is not attached to the result. But in a devotional service, not attached to the work, not attached to the result, simply ready to serve. So if I am attached only to be Pujari, I don't want to go on Sankirtan, this is more or less still like a Nishkama Karma Yogi. is not as a devotional, actually highest desire develop in his heart. Any service, if you ask me to do this, yes, that is devotional service. So, this is not their swarup. The swarup is like, say, even somebody has my swarup is, say my swarup is to be pujari. That is my internal meditation. But outside I must sweep the temple if I am asked for. So sadhak rupe, outsidely I must act as a practitioner. Inwardly I may be a highly elevated soul, a person A or B, he may be in a conjugal melos, but in society of the devotees, he should act as a practitioner and should follow the instruction and do what is required from him. He should not be attached to the some personal designation. Otherwise, devotion by definition is Anyabhilashita Sunya, and also free from all designations. He has to be free from all designation. I am Pujari, I am Brahman, I am Kshatriya. No, I am Gopi, Pada, Kamalayor, Das, Anudas. That's what Mahaprabhu's mood, and that's what Srila Prabhupada's mood. He took somebody from Pujari and sent them in Sankirtan. He put somebody from the book, printing, and put them the Pujari. So this is, they have to follow the instruction of the authority. That is the way the devotional service will, the person will advance in devotional service. Insist, no, I will only do this. It's not mature. There's a neophyte stage.
Such a nice answer. Make sure you get extra Mahaprasad.
Hare Krishna. I think Bear has done everything. Anybody has some comments? Brahman did not give prasad. So you are not Brahman, no problem. You are giving prasad to the hungry and poor. Sorry? Oh, when the wives of the Brahman go back, then Brahman realizes, my God, we are very expert in reciting mantra, and these ladies don't know ka, kha, ab, ha, sa, da, no, but they please the Supreme Lord, and we are doing simply swaha, and we make all our body black by this yajna, dhumara, the smoke coming from the yajna, and their heart is clean and shining like a gold because they have pleased the Krishna. So then they become very favorable. Actually, wives made them favorable. Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. So, apparently looks like that you need certain kind of faith to give, or is it like
we should have a faith for devotion, and devotees is like Ramti Dev. If somebody is going to ask for anything, he is ready to give even after fasting for 29 days. He can give the last one drop of water to the beggar. That is devotee. So faith leads to devotion. No faith, all rituals are useless. Other day on Balaram Purnima, we were discussing one pastime of Balaram. When he did not take part in the Kurukshetra war, he went on pilgrimage, and Romharshan was sitting on the asana. Everybody, all the saintly people, the rishis, they stood up. They offered obeisance to Balaram, they praised Balaram. But he was sitting on the asana, even not folding his hand and saying any word of praise to Balaram. Then the commentary says, it's not that he was ignorant. He is disciple of Vyasadeva. He is learned in the Puranas and Itihas. He knows Dharma Shastra. But that has made him proud. that has made him proud. And because of his pride, he did not respect the Supreme Lord. Who was respected in front of his eyes by the great rishis and Brahman, and he is a Sutta. So Balaram wanted, said he is not fit to be the inaugurator of Bhagavad Parampara. Because by the time he was not speaking Bhagavad, only 70 Puranas were there. So Balaram wanted Bhagavatam should be started by a blessing of Balaram by his son Ugar Sarva, not by Romaharsham, because he is proud. Bhagavad is for Nirmatranam Satam, for those who are free from enviousness, free from pride, free from all these things. So all this knowledge make one proud. And this is not going to please the spiritual master. Balaram is the Acharya Tattva. Balaram is not pleased by the knowledge and pride. No, humbleness. So that is the only pastime I discussed on that day. Because this says that you have all learning, but still you are proud, then everything is useless. And the other thing which is recently, I think last night, yesterday I was teaching to Bhaktivedanta, it says, all the knowledge without the control of the tongue, mind, and senses, as if water in an unbacked earthen pot, all will just get out. So all knowledge and everything will be completely leak out from an unbacked earthen pot if we don't have a control of the tongue. If this is not there, then all the knowledge does not usually bring its fruit. So Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai.